Howdy. Time to start taking Pluto apart. I'm going to get the front clip off and then start working on getting the subframe out of this. Probably going to be a couple of parts. So let's get to it. Okay, so we're gonna stop there, show you a couple of things. These hoods are extremely heavy. This is not a one-man job getting this off of here. And a couple of odd things on the C bodies that a lot of people probably don't realize. I've had the hood off the white car more times than I care to count. I usually use my engine hoist and some ratchet straps to lift this thing off. So I'm going to get that set up, but the other thing that I wanted to show you is C-body hood hinges have both the bolt here, the adjustment bolt here. They also have one at the back. First time you take a hood off of one of these things, if you don't realize that, you're going to be trying to figure out why this thing won't come off. just be real careful because it's real easy to mess these things up. Yeah, just something that I wanted to stop and show you. So I am going to get the engine hoist over here, some ratchet straps, and we're going to keep going on this. Sketchy? Yes. Effective? Also yes. Would I recommend doing this? No. I would recommend having a friend come over and help you lift it off. Didn't have a friend here today, so this is what we have to do. So let's keep rolling. Alright, so next I'm going to be pulling the grill out of this. The Hideaways. Those are probably going to go into Fat Bastard. Just because it's a cooler looking grill. This I've never pulled out before, so it'll be a little bit of a learning experience. So let me grab the camera. I'll kind of show you what I believe is what needs to happen. Alright, so the grill is actually, I think, can be able to come out in one unit. If you look, it's mounted to the core support here, back here. We detach all the bracketry that's holding the motor and the drives for the Hideaways. I think I can pull this out in one piece, but we'll figure it out as we go. Okay, so we got the Hideaways out. I came out in one piece. Tried to save as much of the brackets and not disassemble anything more than I needed to. Got the hood off. Kind of came back in here. Hit a little penetrating lube. I think I'm going to try and take the bumper and the grill surround out in one piece because there's, if you look, there's all these really small screws that are most likely going to snap. So I think if I just take the bumper out with the brackets, the grill surround all in one piece, I can either use it as one piece or I'll be in a better position to take it apart without breaking anything. But it's getting late again. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Any comments, likes, hit the subscribe button. I do appreciate all of that, and we're going to keep moving along on this steaming pile of garbage. I'm going to try and take everything off of it that I need, and we'll see what's left of the shell, if it's anything worth working with, or if it just needs to be parted out. But until the next episode, thanks for tuning in to the Buckle Up Garage. Later.